welcome to the Weekend Review, Saturday, January 20th, 2024. All right, let me make sure everything is up and running on YouTube properly. All right, it's up. Okay, let's jump right into it. First up, let's let all the negativity out of the way first. TLT, not a surprise. Can you fill the gap below? Possibly. Would I add more? Yes, I have repurchased a lot of the share that was assigned away between 96 and 100. So I have reaccumulated them over the last 2 weeks, and I will add more should we fill the gap at 92-ish, okay? Even 91 down to the 100 MA. Yes, I'm willing to allocate more money into here. If I'm wrong about the recession, then I'm wrong. Next up, like I said, let's get all the negativity out of the way. GDX, once again, if recession is not happening, then the thesis of owning gold and GDX is wrong. But I'm a firm believer that I'm not wrong, but it filled the gap. I did add more, and I think I'm up to last I checked, I believe I'm up to 1,000 share of GDX here. Okay, I had 600 prior to this week, and I added 400 below 28. The put was at 28, so yeah, I get a notice this morning they were assigned. So yes, I'm slowly building up. I did not add to any GLD. All right, I have a very small position GLD because I made up my mind that I would rather build up on GDX, but not a surprise that gold came down along with rate going higher because the economic data is too strong. Would I add to, if you want to go with GLD instead of GDX, I don't think this is a bad spot, right? We haven't seen GLD down here, but I'm still a firm believer that if GLD come down to 182, it's a no-brainer to back up the truck down there. Okay, so it can happen. Just be patient. You know, before I move on to the rest of this stream, for those that are new to a recession, because a lot of people don't remember the past, right? It's one of the human flaw that annoys me because I remember the past while most people, even if they have been through a few recessions, have revisionist brain cell. By that I mean they think different. They don't remember anything. It's one of those human flaw thing that I don't understand, right? But I want to do something here to show you. Okay, this is the last recession that started in December of 2007, and the Fed did not cut rate until September. Let's zoom in on TLT. You see where TLT was? From January of 2008 all the way through June. It's pretty ugly. It's a wide range between 88.59 and 98. Trade if you must. Trade if you can. If you buy and hold, it's okay too. Just don't freak out as if the end of the world is here as far as your investment thesis. Okay, recession is as sure as death. Okay, there's no such thing as avoiding a recession. It might take longer. It's data is mixed. It is what it is. Every recession we have mixed data, right? But you can't avoid a recession. No matter what people were saying, for those that forgot what it was like, there was a whole lot of debates in this period. Why do you think TLT behaved this way? Because everybody believed that a recession is here, even though it did, but the Fed ignore it until it blow up in their face because uh, corporate data, corporate earning was not so ugly, right? It is what it is. Just chill. People that overreact will be the one that's going to be wrong. Just chill, for God's sake. SPY. Okay, let's go back now. Now that I'm done with my history lesson, let's move on. SPY, 52-week high. I'm glad I did not put on my bear spread because I smell bubblicious, and I said, I'm gonna be patient. Let the bubble take it to the limit. For those that remember or a fan of the Eagles, take it to the limit. All right, so let it take it to the resistance. If it want to go bubblicious up another between 482 and 500, yeah, it can. For whatever reason, it can. It doesn't matter whatever the reason is, okay? This is where TA come in to help you. Let the greed pump. QQQ, same thing. I'm glad I said, as tempting as it was to be bearish last week or since Christmas, I said, I just smell bubblicious, right? I smell the bubblicious. I see it on the SMH, the semiconductor. I'm just like, you never know how far it can go. I don't expect QQQ to be ramping into the upper resistance, but we'll see. For now, I'm holding my bear put spread play at bay until I see that the top is in. I'm looking at other technical, to be honest, to see when to do this. So DIA, even with UNH, which we will talk shortly after this, United Healthcare is a big part of the Dow. Even Boeing, even that is pushing, right? But a more likable short spread play is gonna be DIA. If it get anywhere near 382, I will start to look, okay? But yeah, I'm liking that more than the SPY and the QQQ. It's still bubblicious, all right? All right, let's jump into the next ugly area, UNH. Oh my goodness, it came down. And for those that are new to UNH, this is not the first time that it went through. Look, last quarter, go back and read the report. They was also the first one to report. They also was the first one to report higher expense. For those that forgot, that's why you got this move. This is an uglier move, but it still come down to key support here. It needs to hold. If not, how far can it go? Can it go down to false? To me, the next spot, if this doesn't hold, okay, if you want to add into UNH, if you want to put a stop, and you should, because it's a long way down, okay, you should put a stop where you can use low of day. It was pretty ugly already. You can use low of day here, which is 497.46. Use a stop to protect yourself, okay? Yes, was I wrong? Luckily, I was very small exposure to ELV. I was out of ELV, UNH, and Humana for a long time. I got in thinking that the bottom is in. Wrong. Hey, can't be right all the time. It is what it is. That's why I buy small. I play small. The put spread hurt me more than the few shares. But it is what it is. Can't win all of them, right? But 481.5 could be the spot, right? So why not? If you had to get stopped out here, you might be able to buy it back a lot lower. It can go lower. These healthcare are these healthcare stock, as you can see, very violent, very violent. Okay, the move is very violent. If you get caught on the wrong side, it can be painful. But take a look at the violent move. Okay. Usually it resolves itself in 3 or 4 months. Okay, so if let's, for example, go back to this. If you get caught somewhere in this ugly downward draft, you likely did okay 3-4 months later, and you're actually in profit 7 months later. All right. So if you get caught in the wrong here, if you want to do a stop, buy it back lower, you might be in the green in 3 months. All right. So it is what it is. ELV, the least attractive of the bunch, and that's why I have not endorsed ELV. And this one still have room. Okay, this one have not. So you have United Healthcare report hurt the whole sector. Humana report last week hurt the whole sector. Well, not last week, a couple days ago, 2 days ago. So ELV is next. So you can get the triple whammy, right? So I talk about this where the first one take down the whole sector. The second one hurt the sector again. The third one will hurt the sector again. But there could be a bottom. We'll see. If ELV come out with another negative report, and it should, because what make it different from UNH and Humana? They both have similar exposure to Obamacare and Medicare. Maybe a different percentage mix between the three, okay? But they have the similar exposure to the same clientele, just different percentage exposure. So if ELV come out with another not so great report, and all three big boys don't fall further, then we can call the bottom. All right. So for now, we're waiting for the third shoes. We have 2 shoes already. We're waiting for the third shoes to drop, and if the third shoe drop and it's okay, it's stabilized, then we're all good to go long. Right. The bottom could be in short term, and we'll see. Just wait for ELV to report to make the determination where the sector is going next. Okay. So that's get out of the ugly picture. Is there any other ugly picture to talk about? The financial sector certainly bounced a little bit Friday after most of the week. Would I touch JPM here? No, absolutely not. Goldman Sachs? Absolutely not. Okay, there is nothing compelling in any of these charts to say, oh, it's time to buy the dip. No, or short is not compelling enough to short. It's not compelling enough to buy the dip either. So Morgan Stanley, I was looking when I was when I look at this chart. Was it Wednesday when I first opened it and saw a good example to do the head and shoulder video? If you haven't seen the video, go watch it. Hopefully you find it to be, it's probably the best video I did as far as a tutorial, to be honest, because it's just one of those things when I open the chart, I did not plan to do a head and shoulder tutorial video, but when I saw the pattern, just like, geez, this is about as good of a video I can make for head and shoulder, and I think it is. Morgan Stanley looked more attractive to me than Goldman Sachs or Bank of America or JPM. It might be a good play, but I'm waiting to see if I can do like an 80. To me, that's a good support area, right? Because that's the neckline of the previous inverse head and shoulder. That should act as strong support. As always, what was resistant can become support later. So if I was to write a kind of put spread, I would do 80, 75. Okay, why 75? The gap fill, right? The gap fill. You gotta watch out for that gap fill. Bank America. I'm all out. Okay, I was all out. I'm all out. Right. So what would I do? Would I buy back here? No, it's no compelling reason. Would I buy Bank of America if I see this gray zone? Yeah. Yeah. The gray zone is a place to buy. The bright white line is a place to trim. That's where I start to trim. And then of course, get out up here, right? Get out. KRE, I have a very small position with a stop at the 50 MA. And if it get there, I will keep raising my stop if this 50 MA drift higher. But here, no compelling reason to add, okay? Schwab, I've been looking. I was tempted on this breakdown here on earning day. Would I buy? I'm watching, okay? I'm rather buy down here. I rather sell put spread 57, 53, thing like that down here. To me, that's a safer way to make a few bucks while waiting for Schwab to come down further. But yeah, if I was to buy the share outright, yeah, I like it here, okay? But right here is support. This gray zone here is support. If it break that, it can easily see the 100 and 200 below. So that's where I will buy. All right, let's move on to another sector. Pharma, JSK, I'm all out, okay? This was the sell zone. This was the buy zone down here. This was, I was trimming. Once it get anywhere near, once my first trim was, I believe, 37.5, whatever, something here. I first trim here. Of course, I bought here. I trim here. I trim here for sure on this big gap up. I trim. Put a stop. Boom, out. Okay, it's, you can't fight the TA. Okay, this gray zone here was support. And now it is going to be a tough resistance. If it can break it, it can run. But we'll see. I'm out, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm out, so it doesn't matter. But if it can hold here, get above, perhaps come back on a check back, I would buy back in for a move up. But right here, you have a whole lot of people that bought here. That's set for 15 months. They are more than happy to get out at 40-ish instead of being greedy, because they sat here and watch this thing go from 40 all the way down to 28.47 and then ride that slow train for 15 months back to 40. So yeah, the psychology, okay? You gotta understand the psychology of traders or investors. Pfizer, meh, still meh, right? I have not put on the signal to buy or to add into Pfizer for a long time. No reason to. Eli Lilly is still volatile as F, and I will keep trimming. Anything 648 and higher, I will trim more. Okay, I'm raising my stop as well. My stop is now 602. Too much gain, way too much gain to get back, especially when the remaining shares are from here on this initial move into over 500. There's no way I'm giving up $100 in gain per share. No way. ARGX, I add 360. I had an order that I put in. I add at 376, 374, 360. Below, the next order is all the way down here, okay? But I have not bought back everything that I trimmed on the way up, right? So it's okay. It is what it is. I like my stand here, and I think there's a chance to make good money. Hey, I can weather the dump to 330 and 327. I would be more than happy to double up my share down there for another ride. Okay, so bring it. CRSP, I sold spread. it was not a hard thing to do. When I saw below 61, I saw 57, even 56. I sold naked 56 put. I saw a couple, so yeah, I keep doing it. Okay, so I have been doing it now for 4 or 5 weeks ever since this move. Ever since this move, and I sold all my share. I waited until I saw this move down, and I start to sell put spread over the past month plus. Okay, it's been a successful trade to keep trading that. FV, if you have it, have your order to trim. Where? 167. Okay, between 166 and 167 is that zone. All right, can it get there? Sure. Can it blow past it? I don't know. Just let's look back. Okay, it blew to 175. It didn't last 2 weeks, and since then, rejection. So if you have a whole lot, trim a whole lot, trim some up there. You have to, okay, because it's pretty toppy, very toppy. Now a new biotech that I took a small position is let's see, what was the ticker symbol? What's the ticker symbol on this thing? RCKT. RCKT. Here we go. Let's go to the daily chart. It came down to support. I bought some at 26.23. I had more order at on that day when I placed the order. I had more order in at 26, and then all the way down to 22. Okay, and I revised the order a couple of times. So right now I have buy order in at 25.6, 24.75, 23.15, and then 22.25. Okay, that's the order. And by the time that it get here, I'm starting to buy bigger lots. Okay, I'm buying 5 share block until this point right here. So I got 5 shares so far. That's it. Very small position. And then I plan to add 5 more. Here, I'm doing 10. Here, I'm doing 50. Here, I'm doing 100. Okay, so that's the plan. My plan is to accumulate 200 shares, but we'll see. If the market, the reason why I'm doing this and not, instead of like putting a stop, is 5 share. I'm not going to lose sleep if that 5 share drop $4, okay? Or $5. I care more about buying 100 share between 22 and 20. That's where I want, the big profit. For here, I don't know if it will drop down to here. This is how I trade, right? The initial buy is very small. I just want a position in there so that it forced me to take a look on a daily basis. But I don't know. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be the bottom. Could it be the bottom and then keep running? It can. Worst case scenario, I have 5 share. It will buy me lunch if it get back to 32. But I'm hoping that it get down to 24.5-ish, right? Then by that point, I will have 20 share. Then we start to talk. And then I can add another 100, make it 120, whatever. So yeah, I do. I want 200. But for now, that's the plan on this. I have not drawn any line yet. If I have time this weekend, I might use this exact chart to do a bunch of tutorial, because I think there's some decent talking point here for my tutorial. But we'll draw some lines, some charts, some resistance, some good stuff for the tutorial. I'm saving it. Okay. All right, let's talk FANG. NVIDIA, insanity. sanity. Okay, that's all I gotta say. But hey, I'm glad I have exposure. I'm glad I still have some share. I sold here, right? That was so crazy. Can it go higher? It can, but yeah, it's I don't know what the I don't know what else to say. But if you have some, trim some. If you want to FOMO in, then good luck with that. Okay, that's all I got. I don't know what to. It's beyond um, wacky at this point. And where's my next trim? 600. Okay, I have another order in to trim at 600. If it get there, fine, I take it. Right? It's I'm not holding. Originally, I plan to at this point right here, I plan to have some share for long term. But when they start to make this move here, I said, the heck with that. I'm taking my profit. Okay. Nothing is sustainable. Nothing. Speaking of chip, SMH. The reason why I think it can go further, look at SMH, is pushing to the upper trend line. Okay. Would I go and do a bear spread? Yeah, if I see 190, getting close. To me, it's getting very bubblicious with SMH, and I would not hesitate to look at the uptrend on SMH. Okay, this channel, very well defined channel. Okay, so I feel comfortable doing some kind of bear spread at 191. Right, this is insane. Right, this is insane. But it can go another 2 or 3% higher, and then we'll see 191, 192, and I would be comfortable to enter into a 192, 191 kind of bear spread. What would I do? Would I do 191, 175, like a wide range going out, say 2 months kind of thing, at least 5 weeks, 6 weeks? Yeah, to me that's a decent risk return there. There is no chip that is cheap. Okay, even TXN is pushing into my bear play. All right, I'm waiting, I'm watching. For those that know me and know how I trade TXN, if I see if it get into the 185, 188 range, oh, I'm going full on bear spread again, like the previous 3 times that yield successfully. So yeah, it's there's nothing in SEMA right now that's attractive. Qualcomm, poof, blow off top. Look, this is crazy. Can you get to 154? Yeah, bear spread time. Yeah, there is. Yeah, come on, come on. The AI mania. Yeah, no. MU. Yeah, come on. They're all like at the point where it's not a surprise that SMH is literally 2% away from the upper range of resistance, right? So now it's if you have it, congratulations. If you have exposure to chip, trim, take your profit. Not the time to add on. Okay, it's not. If you add on, good luck. Good luck. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about other FANG, Meta, trim time. Trim time. Okay. As much as I like to hold on to Meta and think it's a stock to own for 2024, you gotta trim some here. Okay. It's very toppy. It's way too toppy. I still think it is the thing. Okay, it's you talking 3-year high here. Okay, you are at resistance. Okay, let me draw in a line. It's not random. That it is at this point. Okay, this is it. What a V shape, right? What a massive V shape. Wow, you got to be impressed with that. Okay, and no, it's trim time. As much as I love Meta as an investment and talk about that for quite some time, It's that time, okay? It's that time. It's time. Look at that. Look at that 10-year chart. Oh, come on, right? Come on. Not trimming here is asking for it. Microsoft, same thing, near the top of the range. Everything. My next trim, 402. Okay, 402 is my next order to get some more Microsoft out. It's pushing the upper range. Everything is pushing the upper range. Okay. Bond rates. Oof. This is what you got to be careful. Usually, when interest rate go higher, it should impact QQQ. We have one of those scenario right now this past week where you have a blow off top on QQQ while rate is rising. QQQ should do well when rate is dropping. Okay, so you have one scenario where it's a blow off top situation. So be very careful. Google, same thing. It's a broken record here. Trim. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you're not trimming here, I don't know what to tell you. Can it run even to 151? Yeah, it's $5 away. Okay. As much as I love Google, a lot will go out at 152. Yes, a lot will go at 152. I have an order in between 148 to 152. Gotta do it. Apple. Had a big reversal the last couple days. It was in the zone to buy, right? If you follow me and you see this zone and you want to buy the dip of the 200 MA and you did, congratulations. You did well. You make $10. Trim into the gap fill, 192. It's not far away. Okay. In fact, it filled the gap already. It did the work for you. Okay. It filled the gap for you on Friday. So yeah, it's time to go. Time to trim. All right, let's move on away from the one more. Tesla. I did. I saw a put spread last week that expired worthless, and then for this Friday, I had 195. I talked about it in the previous stream, right? 195, 190 down here. So yeah, I'm okay. But yeah, I'm on record to say many times over the past since December that no, it's not a time to buy. Would I buy the share outright? Maybe down here, below 200. Okay, if it doesn't get down there, then I keep on selling put spread down here. Should the market dump for whatever reason, should the market take down EV in general or technology in general, how low can Tesla go? For sure, the first level to watch is Reflow, right? Reflow of 194-ish. After that, you're talking 179, 180 right here. And then channel low. Yeah. Sound crazy to say that it can do 164, 165? Sound crazy, right? Yeah. But remember, if it get down there, I remind people that we brought it up, that channel low. If you respect the channel, then it can get down there. As crazy as it sounds, it can get down there. Alrighty, let's see. What else can I talk about that I have not talked about? The boring stuff is boring. The Pepsi, meh, right? Because you gotta understand, when a sector is hot and capital think that there is easier path of resist, the path of least resistance is pushing tech higher. That's where money go. Capital flow to the spot of least resistance. It is that concept that you should understand. Like when you see a pump in the market, sometimes it's a whole market. Okay, sometimes it's a whole market, but oftentimes it is one sector going up, and money, uh, the term that some people on Wall Street or on TV would say is source of fun. Right now, the boring stuff, to push tech higher, there are source of fun from many areas like healthcare, consumer staple like Pepsi. Unlike Pepsi, Coke, yeah, come on. If you have Coke, you gotta go, right? It's a go. It's a go. It's been a go, right? It doesn't matter if it's only $60, but this trend line, unless it can break, it'd be nice to break this trend line, and then we can go back to the 62, 63, 65 area. But right now, it's at massive resistance. Okay, so no, Coke is a no-no. McDonald's, I trim more. I have a couple orders that have been sitting here for a long time, and they finally trigger because I had them at 297, 298, and 300, and boom, they went out, which I'm not complaining about because I want them out. Okay, so I am officially all out of McDonald's. No complaint. It was a nice ride, but now it's not the time to chase it. If you have it and you want to see where else should you sell, look for 307. Between 306 and 307 should be the spot that you sell some more. Okay, don't be too greedy. Okay, you're talking all-time high here. McDonald's is very expensive by fundamental valuation. Now is not the time to be in McDonald's. Okay. Before I go, let's talk Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin. I had an order in. I thought it was higher, but when it triggered, I just knew it triggered. I got the Coinbase message, but I just checked it this morning before I start the stream, and I bought more Bitcoin at 40,500. It's okay. It now looking back, yeah, the zone. Okay, I had more orders in to add more Bitcoin. Where 39,800. Okay, basically the gap fill. So I have another order in for the same amount of dollar to add more Bitcoin down there. Should we fill the gap? Okay. Now I did add to IBIT. I had order in at 2315, which trigger. I had order in at 23. It never got there, but I'm slowly add back. I'm not even adding back 10% to my GBTC that I sold. So it's slow. It's no rush. There's no rush in this. Okay. I'm looking at Ethereum. I still have my 6/7 of my Ethereum. I sold 1/7 of my Ethereum on this move up here, and part of me was thinking about blowing it all out. I had a stop, okay, at 20, and then I took it out. I said, well, maybe I hold on to it. It's volatile, but why not? I can afford to gamble here. So I decided to remove the stop at 20. Now, would I trim again if I see 21.5? Yeah. Right now, I have an order in to trim another 1/7 at 21.5, and another one at 22, another one at 23. So yeah, we'll see. I might change my mind. I might change my mind on Monday and put the stop back at 20 and be out completely. So we'll see. I play it by ears. Okay. Sometimes I change my stop and regret it later. So we'll see. And I think that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.